guys, good to see you again. Today I'm going to be making some venison bacon, which I'm using this little kit here. There's seasoning in there and some curing salt. I'm only going to be making a pound and the directions are on the back. Actually, I'm doing a little bit more than a pound, so I had to do a little bit of math on that. But let's get started. It's going to take a little bit because it does have to cure. So what I've done is I've gotten the venison in there with the ground pork. They want it to be 80-20 mix. So 80% of your lean, 20% of the fat, so the pork. And then I pre-measured my spices. So I have this, which is the spice mix. And then just a wee bit of the salt. So I'll be putting that in there, mixing it up, and then we'll be putting it in a pan. It's not like normal bacon. Like I said, I've never done it before, so we're going to try it out, see how it tastes, see how the process was, if it's easy, and we'll go from there. It might be a winner, might not make it again. We'll see. All right, so now I have everything mixed up. And what I'm going to do is just follow the directions on the back and put it in a little pie plate. And it has to go in the refrigerator for a day, 24 hours, so that salt can cure and the seasoning can work. All right, so I mixed up the spices, mixed it in the meat. And then what I did is I took an 8x8 cake pan. I did line it with some parchment paper and I flattened everything out, and now it says to go in the refrigerator. So that will be going next. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in the oven to bake it, because it does have to be cooked a little bit, or if I'm going to put it in the smoker because it is cold outside right now. But I do want some smoky flavor into it. So we'll see when I cross that bridge. Alright, so back to making the venison bacon. I was really debating on putting it in my smoker or putting it in the oven. I opted for the smoker. So what I did is I took it out of the pan that I lined with parchment paper when I smashed it in there. I did put it in the refrigerator because it did take a little longer to smoke it because it was snowing outside when I was smoking it. So I checked on it. It took a little longer. Now I did have it in the freezer. The directions tell you put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So this is the end product here. So it looks pretty darn tasty. Smells wonderful. Now I have a slicer here. You don't need a slicer to do this. You just can cut it into little strips. And now it still needs to be cooked. You put it in a pan, but I'm planning on making some BLTs with this tonight for my dinner. So let me do this, set my thickness. I just like all the gadgets. I think I've mentioned that to you guys before. And then all I'm doing is I put a little piece of wax paper behind it. And then I don't need the guard right now, just because my hand's far away. So let me get started with slicing this bacon up. Then we'll get cutting up the lettuce, getting the tomatoes and the bread ready, and then frying some of this up and making some BLTs and seeing how it tastes. So there's one, the thickness is not too bad. And that's why they tell you to smash it really far in the pan. Now I do have a little hole in there because I did have a temperature gauge, and I put the probe in there just to check it, so I didn't have to keep opening that smoker and letting all the heat out since it was so cold. It was snowing here as it is today again. And then once I'm done slicing all of this up, what I'm going to do is put some of it in the freezer. And then tomorrow I'll have some with breakfast and maybe a BLT for lunch. Alright, so now I've got the bacon sliced up, and it's about 1/4 of an inch. I wanted a little thicker bacon. So this is how much actually a little over 1 pound packages, so it was about 2. And like I said, I did the math for that, which took me a little bit longer than I expected. I'm going to get my skillet, because it does tell you that you have to cook the bacon before you do eat it. So I'm going to be doing that here in a moment. Slicing up some tomatoes and getting all of that prepped. Alright, getting these tomatoes and everything cut up. Now I do like a nice serrated knife when I'm cutting the tomatoes up. And I like to use Romas, but you can use whatever type of tomato you like. I've got the skillet out behind me to cook up the bacon. And now the real the real debate is mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. Some people like Duke's. It seems like it's a middle of the road mayonnaise. Sort of has a little, I want to say like a little bit of the Miracle Whip zip to it. So I'll have that if I don't have any of the Miracle Whip. But that's totally up to you. Now I like a really crispy, crunchy bacon, but this has a really nice smoky flavor. This is a winner, and I love the smoke flavor in it. And until next time, don't be scared to try anything new. And if you like this video, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, and if you have any comments, I'd like to see them down below. And until next time, keep cooking.